Welcome to Cooking for Jeff Part 2. It is Saturday night, and tonight we are going to do a family favorite, again brought to us by America's Test Kitchen, and that is the perfect pepperoni pan pizza. So to get started, we will need to make a dough, and we've got our dough hook on the stand mixer. We need to get some flour into a bowl, and we want exactly 2 1/3 cup or 11 2/3 ounces of flour. And I've got an unbleached flour in this bowl, and I'm just going to fluff it up a little bit before I measure it. It makes it for an more honest measurement instead of being all compacted down while it was in the cupboard. So we've got it fluffed up. I'm going to measure out and get that in there. I'm going to also add a half a cup of olive oil. We want to get a couple teaspoons of sugar, 1 package of instant yeast. We want the highly active, much like ourselves, highly active. And we're going to get some milk in there. So I'm going to pull that together, and I'll be right back. So we've prepared a couple of these pie pans that we're going to use for a pizza. Each of them has 3 tablespoons of oil, olive oil, in the bottom, and that's going to create our nice crispy crust. We've also turned the oven on to 200 degrees and positioned the rack in the lowest, we've got a dirty oven, into the lowest position. And as soon as our oven reaches 200, which it has, I'm going to turn it off, and that's where we're going to proof the dough, because it's not super warm in the kitchen right now. It's very foggy San Francisco day outside. And I've just heated the milk in the microwave to 110 degrees, so that's going to be able to help our yeast in the dough grow, and we're going to be adding some sweetener to that, or 2 tablespoons of sugar. So we're almost ready to mix the dough up. We'll be right back. So we've got our mixer on low with the dough hook, and we're going to be adding our oil, milk, and sugar mixture. And we want to keep it on low until the dough comes together, which happens very quickly. We'll be right back. So our dough has come together, and I'm just going to turn it on to medium, and that's going to knead it. And we're actually going to leave that on for about 4 to 5 minutes until the dough becomes very elasticy and shiny. So I'm going to clean up this mess while that carries on. Carries on. All right, so we took the dough out and put it in an oiled bowl. And I didn't have any saran wrap, so I just used tin foil. And now it's in our little warm oven for about half hour until it doubles in size. Got our dishes to do. And next we are going to throw together our tomato sauce, which is so easy you're not even going to believe it. Basically for this one, we need to get us some diced tomatoes, some salt, some garlic, a little olive oil, dun, 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 which is a good thing because we only have a little olive oil, and 1 saute pan. See you soon. So I'm just going to get our sauce going here. It is so simple, and really simple is best when you're cooking anyway, unless you're French. So we've got the pan turned on, and we want to get some oil in there. Sorry, I do only have 2 hands. So get a couple tablespoons of oil in there. And we've got 2 teaspoons or 2 tablespoons of garlic that I've put through a press. And we want to get it in there when the oil's cold so that it cooks up with the oil and flavors the oil, as opposed to putting it in there if the oil was hot and it would just cook up the garlic really fast and it would turn black and brown. And we want it to cook up together and really release that garlic flavor. So just do that until you can smell the garlic, which doesn't take long at all. As you can see, 20 seconds maximum. So then we've got our 14-ounce can of diced tomatoes. I only had a can that was fire roasted with green chilies available in the pantry, so that's what I'm using. Again, it's cooking, for the most part, unless you're baking, be creative, for heaven's sake. So now we're just going to let this cook and simmer down on medium until medium-high, until it's a consistency of tomato sauce. Where is my salt pot? There you are. So I want to throw some salt on there, a teaspoon or so, just 'cause. And that's probably going to take me about, 5 to 10 minutes to get this down to where I want it to be. And by that time, we should be ready to take the dough out of the oven. And we'll see you then. I took the dough out of the oven, and it's risen, and it smells delightful. And there's nothing. It's just really one of my most favorite things is dough after it's risen. It's so yummy. Anyway, I'm going to split this in two and then shape it, lightly roll it, and get it into these pans. And when I put the rounds in there, I'm going to be careful not to let too much of that oil that's sitting in the bottom of the pan come over the edges, because that'll make the edges all crisp, and I want the edges to be nice and doughy and the bottom crisp. So that's where we're at. Meanwhile, our sauce is just about done. As you can see, it's really thickened up. Most of the moisture's gone out of it. Speak much? No? So there is the sauce. All right, so we've got the dough in the pan. It's all spread out. Yum. Now I'm just going to cover it up with foil and probably just set it on the burner there for about 20 minutes so it can puff up a little bit and rise a little more. And in the meantime, we've got our sauce done. So I'm going to prep the pepperoni. I will show you that in just a moment. All right, it's been 20 minutes. The pizzas are puffed up. We've got 3 cups of cheese measured out. We've got our pepperoni prepped, which means I just put it in the microwave for 30 seconds to get rid of some of the fat that otherwise would end up on the pizza. We can just eliminate that altogether. Got our tomato sauce. I'm going to put about a 1/4 cup on each of these and spread it thinly. Then the cheese and then some pepperoni. We've got my wine. And we'll rock and roll. And we're ready to go into the oven. See you in about, 20 minutes or so for some yummy, yummy. And fortunately, there's a couple pieces of pepperoni left over for the chef. See you soon. So there we have it. Pulled it out of the pan. You can see nice puffy edges. Beautiful on top. Just need to get this one out of the pan. Now onto the rack. Let's see if we put you right there. And that, as they say, is dinner.
Anyone else?
Cheers.